All right, Nick, I see you in there. I'm gonna hang up and let you in, okay?
All right, brother.
All right. All right, all right. Nikolai.
How's it going, brother?
Right. Looking very fresh. All right. What's going on, man? How are you?
Everything's going good.
Good, brother. All
Oh
right.
yeah, I'm almost through all the holidays.
Yes,
Can't wait
sir.
for the new year.
Yes, sir. We're right there. Before we started though, Nick, I just wanted to break down just a couple different things before the main part of the call.
Sure.
Um, and really just wanted to like touch on like your story a little bit, not only with like your roofing company, but also your experience working with my team, with the marketing. So if it's okay with you, if it's cool with you, I guess let's just start with Nick, just some of the challenges that you faced maybe before um, working with us, and primarily like what specific things you over.
Sure.
Yeah.
So bought this roofing business. It's been around for 20 years. Fantastic reputation. Has a lot of customers, and it was really attached to the real estate market and investor business. Not
Hmm.
so much just besides word of mouth and things. Not so much like just the average day to day phone call estimate type of customer. It was a lot of repeat business. So
Yeah.
being attached to all of that, when real estate slowed down, we were kind of like slowing down with it and tried different things like billboards, uh, different things with Google leads,
Okay.
tons of different platforms for other leads like Fixer, and it could go. I can list it on and on and on. Uh,
Yeah.
but Juggernaut is really the only one that's not only doubled our business, but we're booking. Oh man, I don't even know. We're booking more than double the estimates that we were doing.
Awesome. What I guess the question I have is, you obviously are an amazing roofing company. You've been in business for a long time. I know that you acquired the company, um, and you brought it to a point where um, just making a lot of money month over month. Um, how, like, talk to me a little bit about like the consistency in terms of like the job flow after working with us. Like, what is that really looking like in terms of how many jobs, how many leads? I know it hasn't been too long that we've been working together, but would you mind kind of just dipping into that?
Yes. So consistency, it's almost like leads on demand. The campaigns will get going and running, and we're getting like really qualified responses as soon as the following day, which is amazing. So it's really quick. It's nothing that takes like weeks and weeks to start getting to see some of the action on, which is awesome too.
Yeah.
It's a fast response.
Cool. And I know you spoke a little bit about because like the housing market really slowed down, right? There's a lot of challenges because I think we're both, looking at the housing market very closely. And we found that there's like a lot of not only the purchases of like houses, but we also saw like the permits, like from county records, there's like a massive decrease in you know
Oh, permits being pulled, everything.
is being pulled and everything. So like, can you talk a little bit about that and how that struggle like kind of like impacted your specific industry? Because I know that it wasn't just, your company, like there's like a lot of companies that were affected by this. So like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. There
yeah,
were large suppliers that had been around a long time that went out of business just from sitting on way too much inventory for too long. So we had one of our reliable suppliers that has been around Orlando for a very long time. They had to close the doors. Some of the biggest ones, like ABC, they were close to laying off half of their delivery and administrative team. because things just weren't moving here. It got really slow. And then, of course, with that, profitability and pricing just really went down as well. So people were kind of really cutting throats on
Yeah.
pricing and doing jobs at minimum profit, which now we've been able to get our name out there, get with people that are really looking for a roof quickly, and they're qualified customers. So we're able to do like normal market pricing.
Yeah. Where are you at now in terms of like maybe how many houses you're doing a week or how many squares you're doing or projected to be doing over these next couple weeks? 'Cause I know you're really crushing it now, right? You guys
Yeah,
like obviously we're about to turn the corner on a brand new year, where it's gonna even be more than that, especially with like the added, notice of commencements and all that other stuff that you're bringing into your company. But
yeah.
what are you seeing now? Like how many houses, how many jobs, like what are your goals?
So typically, this is supposed to be a slow time of year for us. We're doing 5, 6 re-roof estimates a day. So that's bringing us to 25, 30 a week. And we're usually converting close to, roughly about 30% of those eventually are converting into contracts. So we've already, just in the short amount of time that we've been with Juggernaut, we've already had 5 signed NOCs, 5 signed contracts that we've completed jobs on. And we have up and coming ones out there that we're waiting to hear back on. And it's also one of the things that Juggernaut's done for us is we've got like back end process where we're keeping in touch with the customers instead of just turning and burning leads. So we're really working every lead that we get like a organic inbound customer, which is pretty much what it is.
Awesome. Yeah, happy
There's
to see
no difference between somebody that's, heard about us from us doing work in their neighborhood to the ones that we're getting from you guys.
Yeah. And what I'll say is, full credit to your team, right? You guys had the infrastructure in place. You guys had the manpower. You guys had the laborers. You have your process in converting. You just needed really a little bit more traffic. That's really all it came down to. And that's a
Yeah.
lot of people that I'm seeing right now in the industry. And you really took advantage of it, right? I really saw how, you're turning guys who were semi-interested and they ended up converting because, you went out there, someone from your team really impressed them. So awesome job, Nick.
Yeah. And we've already not renewed our contracts with the billboards, which are very expensive because we're just getting such a fantastic spot here. We've just decided to move investment into leads from Juggernaut as opposed to the billboards that we had around town.
Awesome.
So we're excited that those contracts are up.
I love hearing that. The last question I have for you, Nick, um, there's all these other companies that kind of like, you know, are there's marketing agencies, there's people who are promising leads, there's, even like those bigger companies that might be dishing it out to multiple people or whatever it may be. What would you say to another roofer in terms of why Juggernaut marketing, why this operation that we like you teaming up with us, what sets us apart from your opinion versus like maybe other companies that you've worked in the past? I know you mentioned Google. I know you mentioned like a couple of these other ones. What would
Yeah.
you say the biggest unique value proposition that our team provides for you?
The biggest thing is it's an exclusive qualified lead that like talking to them, it works no different than a regular customer that's calling in. That's just, like I was saying, has seen us doing work in their neighborhood or we did their neighbor's house or something like that. There's no difference between the level of interest, the sense of urgency that they have to actually want to get an estimate and take a look at seriously getting this work done. Whereas other services that we've put considerable amounts of money into, They might not even answer the phone. They don't know. They might not have even meant to do anything with roofing, and they don't know what's going on really when you're calling, and that's frustrating for people that you have reaching, like your salespeople, for them to be reaching out, going to houses where nobody's there, like all of these types of situations. The quality of customer is incredible, and that's what's been really great for everybody here.
Awesome. And I think the last point that I'll say is just obviously you've been crushing it with Vicky, Orlando, Angela, Luis, Ponte. I think that one notable story that, I just want to commend you on again is like, I think it was like the third lead you got, right? Luis Aponte. What was the situation with him again?
So Luis Aponte was a lead where Juggernaut managed everything up until the signing of the notice of commencement. Uh, they managed the whole process until we went to sign the contract, and they were ready to go and excited, and they had two houses for us to do. So that was like our third or fourth lead. I think it was definitely our first day going out to the estimates from Juggernaut. We closed those two that same day,
Awesome, man. Well,
but they were already closed. Was the really nice thing. It was all set.
the third. Many
Yeah,
more
it was
to
a
come.
layup.
Many more of those to come, brother. All right. Well, thank you for hopping on and sharing your experience so far, Nick. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, thanks, guys.